Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Thursday, April 30th, 2026. And today's puzzle is a collaboration between Linz Enfinger and John Kugelman, who have collaborated before, apparently twice before, and once very recently, I think, possibly even on another Thursday, maybe a Sunday, certainly a themed puzzle. Both experienced constructors and both very good at constructing tricky themes and good clue sets as well. So I'm also in a place with sometimes spotty reception. So the puzzle has loaded, and I hope that it won't interfere with the sort of puzzle completion mechanism once I'm done. But we'll find out, of course, when we get there, and I don't really have any way of knowing ahead of time. So, fingers crossed. But it's a Thursday, so as I mentioned, we'll expect a tricky theme of some kind and some midweek, mid-difficulty theme. Fill. So let's get right in and see what Lance and John have in store for us for this Thursday-themed puzzle for April 30th. Grammy-winning singer who's had both a farewell tour and a Here We Go Again tour. Is this Cher? With 4 letters, that's going to be my guess. Carry out orders, probably to obey. Some images carved in Egyptian tombs. I mean, ancient Egypt clues half the time end up being asp or asps, so it's possible, though I'm not totally confident. Class, that might be all play and no work. Do we want... No. All play and no work. Class. Let's see if Cher is even correct. Vulgar could be crass. Habla or hablo, Espanol, not sure which ending we want there. Funeral home professional. Embalmer, maybe? So what would this be? Class, that might be all play and no work. One robed in a kittel, maybe. Is this a rabbi? Is that what their robe is called? Still don't understand this, and I don't know why. Hotshot lawyer, and this presumably is going to have something to do with the theme. It's got some circled squares in here, so I'm not sure if it's going to go in quite straightforwardly. Holder of a large bed. The ocean bed? Is that what we want? Least aerodynamic, maybe bulkiest. Nope, that doesn't fit. Qatari title, probably, or Qatari title, I should say, an emir, or sort of a noble or a ruler. And yet, here we are. Seriously, dude. Come on, man, or something. Part of an evacuation plan. Exit route, maybe? Largest of the dolphin family. Is this an orca? This does look like come on. This looks like boxiest. Yeah, not bulkiest, but boxiest. Vulpine. Like a fox? Like a wolf? Do we want sly here? 49ers score. So not, I think, a football player, but an original 49er who are what? Panning for gold? Maybe part of the gold rush? Is that right? I'm not sure. Telegram enders. Stops, maybe? Like, like the stop was the word used for like a period to indicate the end of a sentence. Toys for tots, perhaps. Probably ends in an S. Sine over cos. Sine over cosine is the tangent, isn't it? Been a while. Rub with oil is to anoint. Some images carved in Egyptian. Oh yeah, right. So probably asps. Then what am I? Chopped liver? Pate? That's funny. That's a funny clue. So I mean, we don't. This isn't in quotes. If it was in quotes, we would want an equivalent phrase. But because it's not in quotes, um, we are actually looking for the thing that the what, or in this case the I, can answer or satisfy. Graphic novels, question mark, maybe we want smut here, and this does look like come on man. Super Mario World console in brief is the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES. References as references. Yeah, references the verb as references the noun, so we want sites here. So what is going on with the circled? We have trout in the shaded squares, and what, pattern? Is that a hook? Are we like catching fish here? So is this going to be salmon? It ends, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Psalm 1? Wow, okay, yeah. Gen Z slang for awesome style. Drip, I think. Class that might be all play and no work. I still don't see this. Why? Former carrier over Mauna Kea. Island Air, probably. Mauna Kea is in Hawaii. Do a good turn, is that right? Billy Goat's cry just might be meh, like that. Hotshot lawyer. Drana? What? Drama class, all play and no work, I see. M-bomber, not N-bomber. Okay, fine. Hotshot lawyer, a rainmaker, maybe? First movie to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, I'm guessing, is going to be Shrek. Auld Lang Syne is traditionally sung at, not traditionally, contemporarily sung at New Year's Eve, or the stroke of midnight anyway, the turn of the new year. Catch, to nab, as in a criminal. Chess playing mechanical Turk of 1770 for one. What? Oh, was this a hoax, maybe? That makes sense. Cartoonist and inventor Goldberg is the Rube Goldberg of the Rube Goldberg machine. Loves of the past, exes maybe. People you loved in the past. Tagline, you're it, is what you might, a line you might use in playing the game of tag. Company that bought out Applebee's in 2007. IHOP, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. What R might stand for on an envelope? Envelope. Is it not IHOP? Be left at a loss to owe money, for instance. To put away is to stow. R might stand for an envelope. 49, I still don't remember that. Toys for tots perhaps. Tops? Why? Like literally tops? Spinning tops? Tour guides, admonition, stay with me? No. Stay something, probably. Mocking name for failed businesses of the early 2000s. I don't know. Kind of rally, a pep rally. Green icons on Rotten Tomatoes. Not sure what we're looking for there. To take in, to espy maybe? Not sure about that either. There it is. There it is. Voila, maybe. Exchanged words. Do we want vows, wedding vows here? Maybe. Organization in some company lawsuits. I think OSHA, although is it this? No, it must be this. The occupational safety and health administration, just something like that. I don't remember the exact, I never remember the exact name of that group. Comic, what, Sans, the font name, the typeface. Little Engine's Belief, I can. I think I can. Film angling for awards, or what's depicted 3 times in this puzzle. That's so good. Oscar bait. That's so funny. To take in is to earn money, I see. Splats, green icons on Rotten Tomatoes. Splats, I guess. Well, I never. What? You bet. I agree. Some informal wear, tees, t-shirts. Word with giver or taker. I can't think of it. Hall's former partner is Oates. Well, I never. What? Oh, goodness. To shortchange. Station announcement in brief. I want ETA, but I don't think so. Objectivist Rand is Ayn Rand. Arrival? Maybe? Could be. This looks like stay for sure. Company named after a volcano. Is this Etna? Interesting. This was just in the puzzle the other day. A healthcare provider, or health insurance provider, I should say. I think. I didn't realize it was named after the volcano. A golf Hall of Famer who was honored with a 1953 ticker tape parade in New York. That's too old for me, I think. Revealing statement, ? Revealing statement. Heaps, a lot, perhaps? Pulitzer winning Kendrick Lamar album. Oh, what was it called? Oh, that's going to bug me. I'm sure I'll know it once it goes in. Setting for biohackers and bones. The shows, I guess. A lab? 1974 Eurovision winners, ABBA. That far back, really. Revealing statement. Ta-da! If you're revealing a result. So we had voila somewhere too at 55 across. So this is kind of paired with that. Is this damn? Is that what it's called? I think so. Mocking name for failed businesses of the early 2000s. Something bomb? What the? Toys for Tots. Okay. Hit list. Fear for a launderer. What could a launderer be afraid of? Banknotes featuring the Temple of Angkor Wat. That's in Cambodia. And I have no idea what Cambodian currency is. Hamiltons. Is this also a currency clue? Are these tens? $10 notes? Leaves the slip, perhaps. Fires or Utah's Blank Canyon waterfall. This is a really tricky corner. Tonsillectomy specialists for short. Are these ENTs, ear, nose, and throat doctors? Stay. Tour guides admonitions. Stay close. Leaves the slip. Perhaps. Sacks? Like fires, but Utah's Blank Canyon waterfall. So, seafood dish known as the king of salads. Seafood dish. King of salads. Why don't I see it? Hit list. What fish and what movie? What fish has 4 letters and starts with a C? Word with giver or taker? Caregiver, caretaker. Okay. What nerve? Well, I never. What nerve? To shortchange. What R might stand for on an envelope. What kind of envelope, maybe? What R might stand for on an envelope. This looks really weird. But it's gotta be these things. Boxiest has to be. I don't know what toys for tots are. Failed businesses of the early 2000s. Why that particular era? Dot bomb, like instead of .com, dot bomb. Oh, a mother load. So this does look like, okay, so toys for tots is an example of a typo. Okay, got it. So Sly was correct. And then, oh, R might stand for what? Road? Like Rhode Island? Like that? To shortchange is to what? Deceive, maybe? Or maybe to deprive. That looks better. Except then what is this? Crab? So maybe this is not an arrival. Oh, an all points bulletin. A station announcement at a police station, an all points bulletin. Okay, so a hit list is a pop chart. So this is Arctic Char then. And Ben-Hur. So we have crab, seafood dish, king of salads, crab. I still don't see it. Fear for a launderer. Oh, money launderer. An audit. Leaves the slip, perhaps. Skips. Olden Canyon? Ogden Canyon? Can I safely put an E in there? Crab. Banknotes featuring the tempo of, I just don't remember what those are called. Leaves the slip. Leaves the slip. Skims. What could work with this? With an N here, this has got to be ear, nose, and throat doctors, right? With the E and the T, it's got to be an N. So with the N here, this has to be a O or a U, I would think. Soils? sails. A slip is an area where boats disembark, I think. And so then Hagen or Hogan? Crab Louis? Oh, okay, crab Louis, I think. Because this will be a New Orleans dish, maybe. And then Riels? Let's find out. Okay. Wow, a challenging bottom section of the puzzle anyway. But let's take a look at the theme first. So we have here at 59 across, film angling for awards. And angling is a key word here because they could have used any number of synonyms for a film that, sort of is a sort of considered to be sort of made as fodder for Oscar nominations, something that's sort of geared towards prize ceremonies, award ceremonies. But the term is Oscar bait. And so they've leaned into this bait idea and really turned it into a whole fishing metaphor, such that we have at 21 across, it ends, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. That's Psalm 1 from the book of Psalms in the Bible. But contained within Psalm 1 is salmon, a fish. And we have a hook here with bait on it, with Oscar bait on it. An Oscar-winning, I think, an Oscar-winning movie, Rain Man. Don't remember what year that's from, but I'll put that in the video description under 4 down, which is where we have most of the Rain Man entry or figure there. But the clue at 4 down is hotshot lawyer. And so the first part of Rainmaker, which is the hotshot lawyer, gives us the first 5 letters of Rain Man. We get the A from Ma and DOA. Do a good turn, sorry. And the N from ocean and from Psalm 1. Here in 17 across, we have part of an evacuation plan is an exit route, but we have trout going across those 2 words. And then at 11 down, we have the beginning of the bait, the Oscar bait. One of my chopped liver is pate, but it's the beginning of the movie Patton here, which I guess won an award as well. And the third one is here at 50 across. A hit list is a pop chart, but hidden in there is char. I'm a little disappointed that char is entirely contained within 1 word of the entry, which it's not. It goes across both words in the other 2. So this is a little bit disappointing, but it's, I understand the difficulties of construction. And we have the beginning of the movie Ben-Hur, the Oscar-winning movie there, with the Golf Hall of Famer honored with a 1953 ticker tape parade in New York named Ben Hogan. So that's a pretty fun theme. We have 3 symmetrically, 3 theme entries, 3 fish-themed entries, and Oscar bait, the revealer, sort of the 4 of those symmetrically disposed across the grid, and the hooks sort of going through, the hooks with the bait going through. So let's take a look at some of the other tricky clues here. Class that might be all play and no work turns out to be drama. I ended up having a incorrect letter here at 3 down, so that took me a little longer than it should have. References as references, not misleading, but a fun way of putting that. References the verb as references the noun. Revealing statement ends up being ta-da, as a magician might say. Tagline is a line that you might use as your playing tag. I have not really heard dot bomb, but that's fine. I've heard like .com bust, but that was a sort of a word for the whole phenomenon, not necessarily just a single company, a single failure. R might stand for Rhode Island if it's part of the abbreviation RI, I suppose. Be left at a loss. This is not that. I mean, I guess because we sort of think of this figuratively as, not knowing what to do after some kind of loss, but We literally want that you're left owing money here. Leaves the slip is very, very tricky. Using a much more obscure definition of slip than, I mean, the slip can mean dozens of things, I guess, but this one, unless you happen to be a boat person, not as common a use, common a definition for that. Holder of a large bed is a fun clue for the ocean. The ocean bed is what we're looking for there. Graphic novels, not manga, but smut in this case. Novels that are graphic, sexually explicit, for instance. What am I? Chopped liver is fun for pate. Again, without the quotes, we want the thing that the what could refer to. Drip is a fun bit of slang to include. Toys for tots is clever. We've seen these kinds of clues before where toys would be a typo for tots. If you were trying to write tots and you wrote toys instead, that would be a typo. But the way that the clue is phrased, it makes it seem like the thing that we want are toys that for young children. This ends up not being gold, but a load of mineral ore, for instance, for someone looking for a load of gold, for instance. But anyway, that's fun. I got to read more about this chess-playing Mechanical Turk and how it was a hoax. I can think of several other hoaxes that might be in a similar vein there. To put away can mean to many things, but in this case we want, I think, the most straightforward definition, which is just to stow away. I don't really consult Rotten Tomatoes, so I remember seeing these, but I would not have been able to pull out of my head that those were green ones were splats. What did this end up being? Oh, right, an all points bulletin. So not an announcement at a train station or something like that, but an announcement at a police station might be an all points bulletin. Fear for a launderer is clever. And what was take in? Oh, to earn as in money. Yeah, again, take in can mean a number of things. Fear for a launderer, a money launderer in this case might be a tax audit or, an audit from the IRS or whatever. These, I think, are the Cambodian currency. I'll double check that I have the right country there, but I'm pretty sure. And then we have two consecutive currency clues, and this one is American currency, and we want Hamiltons, we want tens. At 55 down, exchanged words, not someone who exchanged words with someone else, but we want words that are exchanged, which are wedding vows in a wedding ceremony. That sort of wraps that up. So another good theme, very inventive theme, I think, playing on the phrase Oscar bait from Lance Enfinger and John Kugelman, a good Thursday theme. And lots of tricky cluing for sure in the rest of the puzzle. So thanks for joining me for today's solve. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.